Ling's coming out as well. You know what? Sheth is making a great read here. I guess he saw that Immortal, and he's thinking, I better get Zerglings in case he comes with some kind of Immortal pressure. And that's absolutely the correct read. Dark Shrine going down for Azz. Interesting choice, and a good one. It's going to allow him to apply certain pressure. And the train approves. It's going to allow him to apply pressure indeed. Hydra's now on the way, so we're going to see his transition into Hydralisk Zergling from Sheth, and I like this move a lot. Hydraling is super good against Stalkers, super good against Immortal, super good against Zealot. Not so hot against Colossi, as we know, but Colossus tech is nowhere close. Azz has in fact gone down a completely separate tech path, so we're going to be seeing some DTs to probably try and harass and maybe even deny this base, as Sheth is not shown any... Okay, there's a Spore Crawler going down in the natural. But no detection here at the third. Nope, he's all over it. I take it back. Sheth is too good, guys. He doesn't make those mistakes. Even has the Overseer poking into the base of Azz. And it is going to contaminate a gateway and say, ha-ha! For 30 seconds, you may not build a Stalker. And look at this drone transfer. Sheth up to 82 drones, his economy booming. He's going to be max. Oh my god, look how fast Sheth maxes out. 176 supply. This is an amazingly huge push. Even spotting the Observer, he's got an Overseer with his army. I don't know how he knows, because he has not, as far as I can tell, seen... No, yeah, no, I lied. But the DT Tech actually got canceled, and Colossus Tech is down. But it's not going to matter, man. Sheth bearing down on Azz. A couple good force fields, forcing Sheth to reconsider. You never want to commit to a choke when you're a Zerg player, because force field is so good at denying. The question is, does Azz have enough energy to defend this ramp indefinitely? And honestly, I don't think so. I don't think so. That early commitment to the Immortals was something that... ooh, interesting, Warp Prism. And look at this, Sheth's just going to go around, and... with this maneuver, he's going to be able to absolutely deny this third base. I can't think of any way for Azz to save this here. It's going to be hard. Looks like he's just going to kind of sit there. Here we go. Sheth bearing down Roaches and Hydras. Super effective unit composition against what we're seeing here out of Azz, who does have only Stalker Immortal and a few Sentries. Some good force fields are going to kind of zone Sheth's units, but it's not going to matter. He's just being way, way too effective here. Leaning hard on the Protoss army, and he's not even going to need reinforcements here, guys. He's just going to clean this up. More Zealots being morphed in as all the Stalkers have been dealt with. Nice micro on the Immortals there. And Azz is going to barely hold. Yeah, barely. Azz is going to hold, so he's going to breathe a sigh of relief as Sheth drops the Manner Contaminate on the Nexus, saying no probes for you, sir. The next push out of Zerg is going to be a Game Ender. He's going to be maxed, and Protoss is not even going to have 100 supply. So Sheth is absolutely... I mean, he's putting up a good show, guys. He's showing that everybody who said that Sheth's ZVP is too damn good was, if nothing else, not full of it. So second push coming here out of Sheth, 172 supply. Roaches and Hydras against the 90 supply army of Azz. Very clearly, this is not going to go in Azz's favor. Warp Prism trying to do some harassment up here, but it's not even going to matter. Sheth just has too much stuff. Slamming into the third base of Azz. This Nexus coming under heavy fire. And with just a single Colossus out and no real answer to the Hydras. Azz, well, I guess it's feasible that he might not just outright die here, but he's not in any sort of position to come back. Down to 60 supply, 40 probes to 86 drones, and there's the GG. So Sheth goes up 2-0. So here's the thing, guys. We're going to play 5 games regardless, but Sheth is 1 game away from winning the prize. Azz has 1 more pick, so we're going to see what he wants. Says he needs to get some gloves on. I'm not sure what he means by that. I'm going to show off my overlay. Sheth versus Azz. And that's kind of what it looks like. A lot of stuff against not enough stuff. Even if it is Super Zealot. So we're going to wait until Azz makes his next choice. And until then, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of musics. No, don't play another song. That's not what I wanted at all, guys. Game 3, about to start. VT Azz versus FXO Sheth. Sheth right now with a commanding 2-0 lead. He's shown some really dominant play. The first game on Zonok the Caverns was exciting to say the least, with a cannon rush and a speedling run by going down at the same time, and Sheth coming out ahead in that endeavor. Game 2 on Tal'Darim Altar, a little bit more one-sided. Azz opting again for fast expansion and getting punished by a tin pool, by 2 Zerglings, a tin pool, and a super macro happy Sheth. So this is game 3. The map is Shakur's Plateau. I'm very curious to see if Azz is going to continue to favor this sort of fast Nexus play. Players are ready. Game's going to start, and here we go. Game number 3 of VT Azz versus FXO Sheth. Sheth 1 game away from the $50 prize. Azz got a little bit of a mountain to climb against Sheth's brutal ZVP, and I think he's chosen a good map for it. Shakur's is a map that's always played well for Protoss for a couple of reasons. But before we talk about that, let's do the pleasantries. FXO Sheth, the purple Zerg player, is spawning down here in the bottom right, and he's going to be pretty happy when his Overlord scouts his opponents. In the bottom left, the blue Protoss VT Azz. Now let's talk about Shakur's Plateau just a little bit. The reason Sheth is going to be happy is because he's going to just, well, I don't know. We'll pretend like I didn't say that, because that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. I guess I'll be happy because this is no longer the old Shakur's, which had rocks here and here, allowing a fast push through the back. These kind of shenanigans no longer possible on this map. And now, this is, however, a great map for Protoss for a couple of reasons. The first and the most obvious one is... Okay, the first and the most obvious one is the fact that Protoss gets this very defensible natural. And you can see Azz is trying to capitalize on this. He has gone Nexus first, and the little confusion here. Alright, now that that's out of the way, and as we can see, side by side is indeed possible, and Sheth going to carry on with this scouting pattern. Blum blum blum, brain fart. Alright, back to what I was saying. Azz going for the gateway on the low ground this time instead of the forge. Interesting choice indeed. That's his first major deviation. Sheth going for 14-14. Now the reason that Protoss players like this map, I'm finally going to get to it. They get a very safe natural and a very close third. So it's nice and easy for Protoss to get 3 bases. This is compounded by the fact that there's this fairly narrow center. And also by the fact that the center is basically the only attack path. You have got to come through this area in some capacity. So Protoss basically, as long as they can control this area on the minimap, they can sort of force Zerg to engage large armies. The way Zerg counters that is by multi-pronging to the best of their ability and by using things like Drop and Nidus to kind of pull Protoss into areas that he might not otherwise want his army to be. So there we go. Gateway Nexus out of Azz and then dropping the Forge. Sheth has gone 14 gas, 14 pool, and he's got Lings on the way. 2 out and 4 more coming, and he's going to run right past this pylon of Azz, and I do not know if I like this decision by Sheth, because Azz can fully wall in here. And Sheth knows that he can pressure the Zealot and kill the Zealot. Okay, nope, he is just going to go back and get the pylon. So, interesting choice indeed. So, Sheth opting to run across the map, get a scout of the front. He's not going to be able to get anything done. The Zealot is going to be able to deal with the Lynx. There will be no sort of 2 Zergling shenanigans in the main of Azz for this game. And Azz is going to be happy about it. Cannon goes down, so now he's completely secured. He has walled himself in, and he has 2 bases that Sheth is not going to be able to challenge for quite some time. At the same time, he also delayed the expansion of Sheth for quite a while, creating a very interesting dynamic in that the Nexus of Azz is done as the hatchery of Sheth has begun. So basically, in this position, Sheth has either the Roach Speedling all-in option, or he has the Super Macro option. Going to be really interested to see which angle he takes. Now, as asking for a second and pausing, if Sheth opts to go the all-in aggressive route, he's going to have a really hard time breaking the ramp of breaking the ramp of Azz, because it is in fact a ramp. All right, there's the go-go. Couple Zealots out. Do a little poking and prodding. Zealot's not scared of Zerglings. And so here's the thing. If Sheth is going to go for this sort of an all-in, he's going to make 25 to 35 drones and then just go for it. I don't like that move on this ramp. It could work, or on this map. It could work for sure, especially if Azz doesn't catch wind of it and prepare himself accordingly. Oh wow, I'm just wrong. Sheth's going to make 19 drones and go for it. So we're going to see 19 drone. Might even cancel the hatchery. Roach Sling all in. God, man. This is so fast. So, here we go. Sheth is going to go for the gold here. If this attack does not kill Azz, this game is over. The thing is, does Azz have any idea it's coming? He obviously does not. He's got no scouting intel. The only thing he has to kind of fall back on is his intuition. He has 3 Zealots pushing out across the map. Now, if these Zealots catch these Lings, that could be a godsend. He's definitely going to pass the Roaches, and the Zealots will definitely die. The question is going to be, will he be able to get a few cannons up in time to save himself? So this has got to be a signal. Now he knows. There's the roaches. All right, he's hightailing it back home. He's going to be throwing down some cannons for sure. I do not like that cannon placement because they're going to basically die before they can morph in. So Azz has got to do everything in his power to buy himself time. Zealots are